Welcome back, everyone, to the recap show for the PUBG Mobile Pro League Americas Season 2. Now, we've had Week 2 wrap up, and we've honestly had a crazy change of teams in their placings. We had a couple of teams finally break through in the top 16, but we also had a couple of teams finally break through into our top 8. So we're going to start off by taking a look at our overall rankings at our first 8 teams, and we can kind of talk you through some of these. Now, G25 obviously hold on to the first place position, but they've also not really moved at all since we finished off the first week, though Tempo Storm have continued to keep this big gap here between them and Ace 1 between 4th and 5th place. But we have to say Ace 1 has started to step up a little bit towards the very end of the second week, as they have gotten themselves another chicken dinner to add to the tally. Now you see Cloud9 on there. If you didn't watch any of the matches we had during this week, you would have missed out on the fact that they have definitely shot up in the rankings and have finally come back closer to the Cloud9 that we know back in the World League. You can see Wildcard there as well in 7th place. But overall, pretty much not a huge change from what we saw in the first week. However, going into our second page with our 9th through 16th, we have seen some teams break through. We've had Execute get in there, a team coming in from the PMCO, able to really shine some light on what these PMCO teams can do, as they are actually at one point 9th overall in their rankings, but have fallen the last day down to 10th. We can see the unnamed as well in our last day alone have moved up a couple of ranks actually to get themselves set in 13th place. You got Xset in there, another North American team, and Pittsburgh Knights, who obviously with some hit or misses they've had with some 0-point games, they are still maintaining a top 15 placing. And then Tribe Gaming going to round out our last one in our 16th place. But now moving into our final page, the points might continue to grow. There's currently a 3-point difference between 16th and 17th. 3 points separating a team from getting through into the finals and unfortunately having to watch it just from home. BDM Esports, that's the team we're talking about right now, as they had a massive last day of games here, able to catapult themselves from 20th place up to 17th. And you also saw Brazilian Rampage in 16th place towards the end of the first week, but unfortunately they have fallen down. So has INTZ. But Influence Rage continuing to chug along. 98 kills. Not many teams have been able to surpass that 100-point threshold, but they are almost there, and they are ahead of so many teams that are actually above them at the moment, currently on that second page. Clay's 19 Esports helping out Addiction and Defeaters. Unfortunately, the gap just seems to widen the farther we go down. You can see Clay's at 142 and 80 for Defeaters, a 62-point difference between those teams. So if you're the Defeaters, you still have 2 weeks left to try to get yourself back in order to maybe break through the top 16, but it's going to be an insanely long grind for them. But also, as we talk about teams performing well, we got to talk about individuals who are performing well. As we take a look at our top 8 players so far now after 2 weeks of play, and no longer is Pepito the reigning king, as Ayala from Team Queso going to be taking that away with 50 kills. He has more kills than some teams have kills overall. You still see 3 members of Team Queso able to make their way through, with Axel in 4th place and Itsume in 5th, but then still G25 maintaining a couple of places with 2nd and 3rd with Italux and Pepito. Now for me, you see Swagwin there at 6th place. He's seeming to really come to life as this tournament continues to go on, as Alpha 7 are actually getting better and better. But of course, as we mentioned teams getting better and better, we have to talk about Killswitch in 7th place. The top fragger in PMCO, he's able to finally figure out his edge here coming into PMPL, playing against a higher caliber of teams, and he's continuing to get better as well as execute overall. But that does wrap up our second week recap. Remember, we still have week 3 to come up, kick it off on Tuesday at 1 a.m. CEST. Will actually be Wednesday then for them, but over in the US, that'll be at 4 p.m. PDT. So make sure you guys tune in. In the meantime, why don't you enjoy some highlights we had of week 2.